body bags were horror lies.
Who is this irresistible creature who has an insatiable love for the dead?
Hey guys, happy Thursday, this is your fright chick speaking. Okay, so this week is Killer Doll week, and to be honest, the first thing that popped into my head was of course Chucky. Now, Child's Play's been done this week, but I decided to then still pick a Chucky, but I picked Chucky 3, Child's Play 3. I've always called it Chucky as well. I've never called it Child's Play. It's always been Chucky 1, Chucky 2, Chucky 3, Child's Play for the rest of them. So anyway, yeah. Child's Play 3 came out in 1991, and the reason I picked this was because 1 and 2 are very similar. Andy Barclay is a very young boy in both of them. It's a similar situation of just kind of keeping him from having his soul taken away. The third one jumps 8 years later when he's 16, and I also think that A is probably the worst one, although I have not seen Seed of Chucky yet. Seed of Chucky's the only one I haven't seen, and I didn't want to after the whole Glenda thing. So yeah, it's probably the worst one, so therefore maybe the least seen and most interesting one to talk about, even though this will probably be quite short because I think the movie sucks. So yeah, the basic plot of the whole Child's Play saga, if you will, is Brad Dourif voicing Charles Lee Ray, who is a convicted criminal who then dies. He transports his soul into a good guy doll, and then Andy takes him home. His mum buys him for him, and then from then on he keeps getting killed but also coming back to find Andy to basically put his soul in his body and have the body of an 8-year-old kid so he can be alive again. That is it. Brad Dourif, I fucking love him. He's a legend, right up there with Reggie Bannister. Oh my god, I love him so much. And Donny Osmond. So yeah, this one is the third one. Andy has had a couple of run-ins with Chucky at this point. I don't remember how he died in the second one, but who cares? That's a massive spoiler anyway. Andy is now 16 years old, and he still believes that the whole Chucky saga thing happened, which it did, but no one believes him, obviously, so they think he's a bit crazy. They send him off to military school, and we basically see a young boy learning how to deal with military school. That's literally it. Chucky, of course, turns up. He manages to mail himself there. Even though it's 8 years later and this kid could be anywhere in the world, he manages to mail himself to him. But he gets intercepted along the way by a little kid who's about Andy's age in the first films, and he realises what this package is, so he takes it for himself. Andy kind of along the way finds out that Chucky's around, and instead of wanting to kill him, Chucky has now decided to take over the little boy Tyler's body. So, you know, Andy's kind of trying to make people believe him that the doll's evil, protect Tyler, and find a way of killing him himself without getting himself killed. There. That is the plot. I must admit, the film sucks, but it's kind of cool in one way, just because it's cool to see Chucky in general. Okay, it's got Justin Whalen in it, who I actually quite fancied when I was younger. I can't even remember what he was in. He's in Susie Q. But yeah, I had a massive crush on him when I was younger, so I actually really enjoyed this film when I was a kid. I used to watch this when I was like 10. Oh my god. Yeah, there's not much going on in the way of, you know, special effects with this film. They have military school, and then they have the ending, which I like to dub the boss scene, because it's the only time they're ever really out in a kind of horror-y place and having a bit of fun, and they're having war games. So that's kind of cool, because you're like, holy shit, they're all shooting each other and they don't realise that they've got real ammunition. And then there's a fairground, and Chucky meets his demise at the fairground. But yeah, I wasn't too impressed with the whole thing overall. I don't think it made much of its money back. I know it made more than it was made for, but I don't think it did like very well. I'm not surprised they cut the franchise off at this point until they brought out Bride of Chucky. Yeah, so for those of you that hadn't seen the third one, that's the plot of it. There's no special whatevers. There's nothing really interesting about it. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of refresh everyone's memory that it's out there, because everyone tends to just talk about the first one, or they jump straight to Bride. And I was like, shit, do people even remember that there was other films before the new ones came out? So yeah, for those of you that wanted to know what happened to Andy if you hadn't seen the third one, Andy grew up, he had another tangle with Chucky, he took Chucky out, and then he probably got really messed up in the head after that, and, you know, was in therapy for several years. I think that's what happened. That's what I think happened at the end of the day. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have a favourite line from this. I don't have a favourite scene, except for the fact that there's one point where Andy turns to the girl that he's friends with and realises that it's Chucky taking people out. And he goes, "It's okay, I've done this before." And I was like, oh man, like, A, don't toot your own horn, and B, don't be so fucking lame in front of the girl that you like. Ugh, never mind. Okay, I will see you next week for next week's awesome theme. Bye.